Part two, the Louisville family court case where mom had the child removed with this father after she left another child in a vehicle, resulting in criminal charges. She had been drinking, and the child had to be taken to EMS because it was a hot car. Now, the case actually started, that dependency, neglect, and abuse case happened in Spencer County, but we're in the circuit case in Louisville. We watched the first 10 minutes and it's painful because the judge does not seem to know what is going on. This hearing is much more indicative of what happens on the day on a day-to-day in Louisville Family Court, but we'll watch part two and I will put the whole video without my commentary on its Miller Time Louisville YouTube so you can watch and be prepared for what actually happens in family court.
Okay, so obviously we'll have to have a case management conference. Is the child still with dad?
She should know where the kid
And
is.
what is mom's parenting schedule?
Your Honor, this is a reason, one of the reasons I wanted to be able to at least use this as a case management conference. The case was closed out in Spencer County, and it should have been transferred here, and it's written on this large that it's to be transferred. It has not been transferred to Jefferson County.
Okay.
So when it closed, the recommendation of the cabinet was for the status quo to return because my client had completed all of her task and then some, according to.
So there was a motion for return, a motion for return?
She's no idea what's happening.
And so what happened was Judge Hellard, and this is my understanding, I wasn't there, Ms. Smither might be able to correct me about this, said that she wanted because this case had such a history in Jefferson County, she wanted it returned to Jefferson County and that be entertained in Jefferson County. So, but
Return?
She wanted I'm sorry, yes, as far as what it would look like. What the social worker had asked for is that what they asked for was that it be returned to the same status quo, which
Right,
was so
which is what
custom to my
automatically
client.
happens. I mean, there's not any kind of discussion about that. There's not a hearing about that. If the safety issue has been resolved, then it's returned. If the cabinet made a motion for the child to be returned to mom because she's completed, then it goes back to exactly what it was before that action was filed.
And that is the position of the
That's the
cabinet.
position of the cabinet. They're not a judge. The
What was
cabinet's
written
not
was transferred.
The case was transferred for disposition to Jefferson County.
But it has not been transferred. But to answer the question about her visitation, she has unsupervised visitation, but she's only getting 2 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So Christmas is coming up.
Well, what was it before?
It was
She should
she
know
had
this.
the child during the week.
It should be in that
And it was every
file.
other weekend with father. And then in the summer, they alternated weeks, week on, week off.
Okay.
And then they had a holiday schedule that was written out in your order of April 11th, 2023 in detail, which is coming up, which they would each divide Christmas, for instance, the first week with mom, the second week with dad.
Okay.
So she hasn't even read her
Judge, would you
own
like to
order.
see what Judge
Like they're
Helen
telling the
did?
judge what the judge ordered.
It is a pleading, it's the dispositional hearing.
Sheriff,
order.
can you hand me that?
She typed out on the bottom of the second page and then wrote transferred real big, so.
So it's a disposition hearing in
Right, but the
Spencer,
case
and
is
I guess
closed,
she's transferred.
correct? Do we need to
that
bring the worker in
dependency, neglect, and abuse
so she
action
can
to Jefferson.
put on the
But
record
it's
that
never
the
been
case is closed?
created.
Rachel, can you let the worker?
Judge, just to let the court be aware, the cabinet case is still active, but they want to close their case. They have been unable to close because Judge Hellard transferred the J juvenile actions to Jefferson County. So there's not been a formal closure.
No
Well, I mean,
disposition.
I can understand how she thinks the case should be here. We can keep that case here, so if there's any other issue, that's fine. But
Yes.
there's no more services that the cabinet is providing to mom, right? Okay.
The cabinet has taken the position that all services have been provided, and the cabinet did share with the court in Judge Hellard's action of the last review that they would request going back to the pre-fine status. There were objections. There was a lot of back and forth, and Judge Hellard did not agree with the cabinet and transferred the case.
So a judge didn't agree with the cabinet, transferred it to this judge, and this judge, Denise Brown's not even
Okay.
going to have a hearing. She just.
But they
flipping
haven't
through.
sent it here yet.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
According to Bree Freeman, she has no new case number.
Well, because she has to do an order. She just wrote on the back of this dispositional hearing thing, and I don't know that the clerk even saw that that was an order. I mean, that's not kind of what they look at for a transfer. They'll usually are looking for an order, you know, saying this case is transferred to such and such county, and then it goes, then the clerk packs it up and ships it.
These poor
I don't
lawyers.
even know if anybody even saw that.
Like
in the clerk's
watching
office.
her try to think on her feet. These poor lawyers. These
I
poor
think we're having
clients.
discussions about the clerk's office. But, okay. Ms. Rachel, do you want to bring in the cabinet person?
Yes, you want me to bring them in?
Judge, while she's coming in,
Oh, there's more than one?
Her name's Bree Freeman, it looks like.
Okay. Ms. Freeman? Okay.
Look at her just reading files. Look at her flipping pages. Getting up to speed.
Ms. Freeman, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it looks like, and let me go ahead and swear you in, okay? Do you swear or affirm to provide truthful testimony today regarding this matter?
I do.
Okay. We have not received the paper file yet, but I have a copy of the dispositional hearing order. And it looks like what Judge Heller put on here was back in August
Yes.
Oh my
to
gosh.
transfer the case, and we still haven't received it. So, is the cabinet providing any further services to Mom?
So she's having the hearing without the file.
To Mom, no, we're not providing her any services. She's completed her case plan through the cabinet.
Okay, and has the risk to the child been removed?
Yes.
Okay. So the cabinet does not have an objection to Mom, the child being returned to Mom?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right. Do either of you all have any questions for her while she's here? Ms. Russell?
Judge, I do not. I just, I wasn't present during all of those arguments about, I don't know why Judge Heller did what she did about saying, I'm not going to adopt the cabinet's findings at this time. That's why I was hoping for some guidance from Ms. Smither because she was there.
It doesn't really matter
Yeah.
why
It
she didn't
matters.
do what she could have done, because I'm going to go ahead and do it.
The judge is going to
Okay?
do it
If the
without
risk has
hearing.
been removed, that's
The other judge was
primary
concerned.
purpose of a dependency, neglect, and abuse action is to address the risk and the harm that could be to the child. Once the parent has completed that, the case is over. It's done. It's returned. We don't have a custody hearing after that. The statute does not provide for that.
There has to be a disposition.
So if
And
you
if-
have some questions for her, you might want to ask.
I could.
I mean, if you don't have
I'll
to,
do
you don't
that.
have
The
to.
lawyers are
No,
shocked.
you don't have to. I'm just giving you the option. if
Because
you
the judge
have some
doesn't even have the
questions for her.
file.
I just have. Are we having a hearing today on return? Because I was not.
No, ma'am.
prepared.
We're not having a hearing on return because I'm going to return.
They're having a hearing.
Okay.
She's doing it.
There's no more services that are
Because the
needed.
cabinet says no more services.
There's
just
no
return
risk
the kid.
to the child.
No testimony
So,
about a risk to the child.
There's no reason for there not to be a return.
I would still like to have a hearing on the return,
No
Judge.
testimony.
There's no basis.
I
What's the legal
understand.
basis for
She's
it?
requesting a hearing. She's
I think you
entitled
have
a
to
hearing.
afford credit to what a companion
No, I do not.
judge
I do
did
not.
after hearing all the
I
proof.
do not, ma'am.
The judge
I do
heard
not.
the dependency
And
neglect abuse
additionally,
didn't-
there's testimony to be taken from the other parent in the case where there was a new
Not on
fatality
return,
of this
ma'am.
child.
Not on return. If the cabinet has recommended that the child be returned, and it's my understanding, Ms. Freeman,
But she
You all
doesn't
recommend-
return
Yes,
the
ma'am.
child in other cases when the cabinet wants to. If you know, you know. These poor attorneys,
Trying to think of
because
what
you
to
just,
say, Judge. I think we still would like to proceed on a motion to modify the parenting schedule. I understand the cabinet's
yeah, I
recommendations.
know that would be different. That's
Okay.
different.
But
I'm
I'm
not
returning
saying
the
that
kid
you're
to
waiving that at all. You're
Okay.
not. I'm just closing out the DNA piece. Because we're not waiting,
On
there's
the
no
open
reason
record.
for us to wait on that.